Well, thank you all for joining tonight. My name is Mike Wood. I will be your presenter, and we're going to talk tonight about some more surplus options. What I want to do is go through a live example of research that I do when looking at some of the surplus items that are available. And so we're going to begin discussing that and go through it here a bit. I see a note here. Robert says the website is stating that the webinar is canceled, huh? I did not know that. Let me go in and check that out and see what's going on there. Maybe we need to update something. Maybe that's why attendance is so low. Just a few of you here this week. Tuesday night, AM. Oh, look at that. All right, guys, I need to update that. I'll tell you what, since we've got some of you here, so it's not canceled. I apologize for that. We are doing the webinar here, and I'm going to go ahead and continue the webinar here tonight, and we'll get that fixed. I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. Go ahead, get things going. So sorry about the confusion. We are having a webinar in here, and I'll get that updated on the site there. So what I'm showing you here, this is one of the resources that I use for surplus, and they have a DVD bid that's going on right now, and that ends this Friday, so it's not going to be up here for too long, just a few more days. So I did a bid like this. I'll show you this. So last week I did the DVD bid, and that's the one right there, and I ended up winning quite a few of them. And so this shows you some of the things that, well, all the things that I got last week, and I had $1,300 in bids there, won a third of them. So I had $444 I spent plus shipping, had them ship it to me, so it was just over $500 for that lot. And I didn't wait to get the items to start listing those. Normally that would be a smart thing to do. To wait till you get the items to start listing, but this is in Salt Lake. I knew it would only take a couple days to get it, so I started listing the items over the weekend. I actually started listing some of them Friday night, and had some sold right within hours of listing, right after I had listed them. And let's go in and just take a look at some of these items. So through the weekend, I was selling these. Made me a little bit nervous because I wasn't going to get them out on Monday. It was I knew it wouldn't be till Tuesday that I got them. They did arrive early this morning, and so I was able to ship them all out this morning. Everything that did sell, but so I spent $500, and I sold all of these over the weekend. So there's 45, 14, 14, 14. So another 45. Some of my other items there. There's another one sold at 20. So there's my first $100 back already within just a few days of these things being listed. Down through here, there's another $50 or so, 60, 70, 80. So almost $200, more than a third of my investment came back within just a matter of days. So how do I do that? Well, that's what I want to show you tonight. It doesn't matter what item you're researching. If we're dealing with liquidation, wholesale, surplus, whatever it is, just do your research and place the bids accordingly. So that's what I did here, and let's go back up to the active one. Well, and some of these haven't even sold yet. So this one here, the Focus DVD. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go in and review. So let's look at my active items. So if we look at active items and pull that up, and we're going to look at some of these that haven't sold yet. And they've been up there for a few days. I thought I did my research to show me that they should sell pretty quick. So do I need to change something with my listing? Is kind of the thought process here. So let's jump down here. We've got some of the items here. So there's the new TCM Turner Classic Movies DVD, Dangerous Money, Chinese Ring. So it's talking about some of the movies that are, it's got listed there, some of the movies. I've had 14 views on that. And if we find that over here, let's see, it's not coming up. Okay, it's greatest classics. That's why it's listed as different titles. So there we are. That's the item right there. So I've got it listed at $17. I paid $5.61 for it. So I'm trying to triple my money. I could probably lower that. If I if I feel like that's going to move it faster, I'd rather get fast money than more money. And so let's open this up. Actually, we'll do it this way and open that in a separate tab. And the first thing I'm going to do is I want to go in and search for this item. So I'm going to take part of the title, TCM Charlie Chan. So here are the active listings up here: $15.99, $17, $9.99. There's 3 listings that match. What about sold listings? We have one as recent as January 6th that is a little bit different, but looks like it does have the same movies. It sold for $14.99. Here's a similar one for $11.60, one for $4, one for $7, one for $13, one for $12, $11, $8, $13, $9, $11, $10, $11, $8, $8. And they're charging shipping on these as well. Now, these are, incidentally, the same exact item, so 8 plus 3. So we're looking at $11, maybe $12. So I could come back to, let's go back here. So I could come back into this item and say, okay, I want to move that faster. I'm going to revise the item. And we'll go down here and make some adjustments. We're not going to worry about these extra things. So we need to get rid of those, so that we don't have all those empty items listed up there. We've got all our required stuff in there. All right, so we're a little high. Let's go ahead and bump that down to say $13. And then it's going to change this best offer. It's going to take these automatic off, and I'll go ahead and throw those back on there at $10. If somebody wants to offer me $10, I'll take it. Okay. So there it is, just a minute. I've adjusted that based on my research. Now, when I listed these, I did real preliminary research and just quickly listed one, sell similar, and listed them a little bit high. Some of them I actually listed a little bit low. The American Sniper, for example, I got 9 of those and sold almost all of them over the weekend. Obviously, I had those listed too low. I had them at $10.97, sold 2 or 3. My wife saw it and said, hey, that's way too low. Let's raise this. She raised it to $12.97. I sold a couple more. She said, well, gosh, we must still be too low. So she raised it to $14.97. I sold a few more. So pay attention to what's up there. Start higher, first when you've got them. And if they don't sell in the time that you want, you can always go back and lower the price, right? So that would be one suggestion that I'll give you there is just to look at the pricing there. So, all right. So let's. If you do have questions on any of this tonight, please, anything related to our topic, put your questions in the box there. I'm happy to answer those questions. So let's go in and look at some more of these. So here are the Simpsons. I've got this Simpsons DVD. I've got it listed at $23.95, $24. well, that didn't sell as fast as the others did, so maybe we can relist that or revise that. And so let's look at this. Say, okay, the sealed The Simpsons complete 17th season. We've got 4 listings: 23, 21, 20, 30. What about sold items? 13, 22, 21, 21, 21, 21, 19. So yeah, I'm probably a little high there, and I think it would make sense to lower that one too. So I'm going to go back there and do the same thing. We're going to revise this item. And I'm going to do this on a few of these listings here. I want to show you just how I run my business, and that's what we're going to do, is just a live run through with things. So part of it is going to include these adjustments here, and then I'm going to get in and do some research on new items. These these aren't items where I'm making a killing like I do on some of my other things. It's not bad. I'm going to drop it down to 19. How much did I pay for that? If we look for The Simpsons, I paid $10. So, yeah, it's going to cost me at the most to $5 to ship it. I think I can get it in a first class box and probably ship it out for $2. First class box, a first class envelope. And so we'll go ahead and put this in here. You know what? I'm going to take that off. We're just going to leave that at $19.95. We're not going to do a best offer on this. I think that's a good price. In fact, I think I'm going to go ahead and bump it back up to the 20. One more dollar. Why not? We'll come down here and continue that and revise that one. Then we've got the Ancient Aliens series here. We'll open that one up and check it out. Finish this one. This is how I work. I try and multitask as much as possible. Ancient Aliens, Season 6, Volume 1. And we'll go ahead and search this over here. We've got 28 active listings at $12.98, $12.99, $14.97, $10, $13, $19. Okay, so those are pretty good prices there. How many of them sold? What did I pay for it? I paid $4.37 or $4.31 on that. $12.98 just the other day. $17 just the other day. $12, $15, $10. 8, 10, so that's pretty good. I'm sitting at $14.97. We did have a couple that sold over that, but if I wanted to sell it faster, I could lower that price. So again, I look at this. I'm going to go back to looking at active listings. 28 active, $12.98, $12.99, $10.98, $13. These are some of the first ones coming up. We do have a $14.97 there, but hey, if I could beat Target, which I can, $4.31. All right, well, I can lower that. I don't have to make $10 on that. I can bring that down a little bit. So we come down here, and some of these I'm tempted to read. It looks interesting, or watch, but it's a brand new sealed DVD. I don't want to open it up, so. We're going to remove that region code. All right, we'll go ahead and put that in here. Region code is going to be U.S. Canada DVD 1 edition. Is there any? I don't think there's any special stuff there. We'll get rid of that. Director unnecessary leading row. Don't need it. Special features. I don't know if it has special features. Does it say anything on there about it? It doesn't say anything about special features, so we'll ignore that, get rid of that. Former rental, no. Remove that. All right, we got everything removed that we don't need. Now I'm going to come down here first. If I change these first and say I'll accept $11, I'll accept $11, and then I come up here and change it, then it'll leave that best offer in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that at $12.97. And continue, and we'll update that. Well, that's working there. We'll come in and look at this, Princess and the Frog, and review that one. Submitted changes on that. Princess and the Frog DVD, 2010. And we'll go search that over here. And We've got how many competing? 89 competing. Look at the prices that come up at the top for best match: $8.99, $9.95, $9, $9.95. What did I pay for the princess? Right there, 401. So not too bad. Sold listings, 550. Don't like to see that. There's a Blu-ray for 8. There's one for 9.99. There's one for $6.98, $14.99, $5.99, $9.50. Oh, and by the way, some of these are probably used, and so I would want to go in and look at just the new, so I can click new instead of looking at 230 used. I'm looking only at the 94 new items, which are more like mine. Okay, still have some that sold kind of low there. So what do I want to do on that? Yes, I'm a little high, so revise the item. We're going to sell that one for maybe an $8.99 or $9.97 probably. So I'll come in here. I like to do the best offer thing, but I don't always put an amount that I will necessarily accept. I'm going to go ahead and put this in at $8.50. $8.50. Sometimes I leave that open, but most of the time I just would rather not be bothered with it. I like the 97 because I saw some marketing insights done a while back that talked about how valuable it is to put a 7 in the number for some reason. There's something about putting a 7 in that seems to get sales. So I try to get my 7s in there somewhere. 97 is a good way to do it because then it's right near the the dollar mark. So it's basically another dollar. All right, so we'll look at the Harry Potter. Get rid of this. I don't know what happened there. All right. Harry Potter, the complete 8-film set. We'll get rid of that colon there. Get rid of this. All right, DVD, 67 listings that I'm competing with. This is the one that I have. 23 watchers, 3 watching that one. I've got 2 of them available. I don't have any watchers on mine that I can see there. And oh, actually, I might have. No, that's the quantity there. So. All right, so I've got it at 39. I think I was stretching a bit there. What did I pay for it? Oh, that's why I paid $23.31. So I might have paid a little high on that. I probably was researching and saw some that sold at this 48 and thought that's what I had. That actually is what I have. Let's look at the sold listings. Look at only new. It takes us from 179 to 139. That's the Blu-ray. That is not mine. This one here, 23, 24. I overpaid for that one. I definitely overpaid on that. I'm going to be lucky just to get my money back out of it. There is one that sold for $44.99. One sold for $45. One for $48. So maybe, it's possible. 29. So yeah, there might be some possibility. Let's go back up and look at my competition again. I hope you're taking notes, paying attention to what I'm doing here. This is research that I do every time I'm going to sell something. So back at the competition, again, we got the 22, the 23, then there's a 48, there's a 33. So I'm going to go ahead and lower that a little bit. I just want to get rid of it, get my money back here. So we're going to take that down. It's going to cost me $5 to ship that one. It's too big for first class. I'm going to have to put it in a flat rate envelope. And so we'll, let's see, what is the genre? We could go ahead and choose that if we wanted. I don't see anything that, I'm not seeing anything that jumps out at me as working in there. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. All right, so we got just the basics. Let's change this. We'll take this one down to 20. No, let's not lose money. Let's go 29 and 29, and I'm going to put this at 31 and complete that. So I'm probably going to go through and update a few more of these. I actually sold one of those earlier today, I believe. take a look at that real quick and see. Yeah, 2 available, 1 sold. So, that was pretty good. I have a best offer on that, and I don't know if my wife raised that price, which she does sometimes, or if that's the price that I had it at, and I just was willing to accept the lower price. And we can also look at the purchase history here and see offers that were there. Now look at that. There we go. So this same person made an offer right here that I automatically declined because it was too low. And so I must have it set to accept at least 45. And then I automatically accepted this one that they made at 45. How much did I pay for that? 26. I made good money there. I'm happy with that. And sold within a few days. All right, so what have we got today then? Those are some that I did. Well, looking at what's happening this week, I've got this 4 films favorites, Family Fun Time, Space Jam, Willy Wonka, The Chocolate Factory, Yogi Bear, and the Bully DVD set. Those I looked. There are some of those on eBay. They're selling for a couple bucks, $2 or $3. They are not selling for a lot. I already have all those movies, so I don't want them at home, and I certainly don't want to pay much for 23 of them. So I am probably not going to bid on that. However, now I look at that and I think, okay, 23. How many other people are going to bid on those? How much are they going to be willing to bid on them? And it kind of gets, piques my interest. All right, so let's come in here and see what would I be willing to pay. So we'll get rid of some of these 4 film favorites, Family Fun Time, Space Jam, and see what we have coming up here. There's some people asking $14 for it. Here's somebody asking $11.95, $9.98, $13, $14, $18, $14. These are similar, but they're not coming up in my list. So Family Film Fun Time, Willy Wonka. Let's try that. Family Film Fun Time, Willy, and we'll get rid of the 4. All right, now we got one that is coming up. We've got some others that are doing the 4 film favorites that are coming up. Interesting. And so what I think, let's get rid of the Willy. What does that do? Because I want to see all of my potential. So there's 12, and they are the same listing, almost all of them. And there are a few more that didn't come up. Well, let's look at completed, 12 active. Completed, there's looks like 2 of them that sold for $9.99 back in November. Here's a similar one that sold for 99 cents, and as I scroll down, I don't see the same movie listed here in sold items. Okay, so it's not selling for a lot. Yeah, there was one that sold. All right, it's going to cost me $2 to ship each of these. If I could get it for $1 and it cost me $3 and I could sell it for $9, it might be worth it. I don't have a lot of confidence that I can. I'm going to go in here and put a bid of 61 cents. If I could get 23 of those at 61 cents and sell them for $5 a piece, I'd be happy. Okay, The Walking Dead, complete season. So we're going to check that one. I'm going to come right back over here. I'm going to do the same research for it. I'm going to change some of these details. 5th season. All right. Get rid of all that. So 595 sold listings. 483 of them were brand new. $13, 10, 9, 10, 18. It's a Blu-ray. 10, 9, 10, 9, 10, 10. 16, 9, and they are selling pretty recent, even as recent as today. 3 of them that sold today, 4 of them that sold today, 1 yesterday. The day before, we had a couple sales, 3 or 4 or 5, 6 sales. So this is a pretty hot item right there. Selling for around $10, so it's not huge. There's 8 of them, so this is going to, whatever I bid is going to be multiplied by 8. Okay, I had to learn that the hard way. I placed bids that were too high, thinking it was the I was bidding on the whole quantity. So All right, so I can make $10 a piece on these. It's going to cost me $2 maybe to ship those. I'm thinking. It looks like just one DVD case, so $2 to ship it. That brings me down to $8. You got a dollar or so in fees on eBay. It brings me down to $7. So if I'm willing to go, I might sell it for 13, but most of them look like they're going for the 9 to $10 range. So uh, I don't want to spend too much. I'm going to do maybe $3.10. I'll put the 10 cents in there just to help, hopefully boost my options. All right, here's Arrow, the complete second season. The search for the first season. So second season, 10, 11.97, 11.97, 17, 13, 12, 14, 13. All right, I'm guessing, I'm going to expect 11, maybe $12 on that. That's the second season. The first season, not Blu-ray, 9, 5, 5, 9, 9, 4, 7. Let's look at just new items and see if that changes things. 9, 5, 15. And notice the difference here. This one was a buy it now. This one they did a bid. And so I just, on some of these, I just decided this one they did a bid too. I'm just not going to do a bid. I'm going to put it at buy it now, wait for somebody to pay for what I want, rather than taking a chance of selling it lower. So I'm thinking that's worth $9. There's 5 of them there. $2 to ship it. If I pay a total of $6, $9.99, $10, I'm making 4. So it might be worth maybe another. I'll do $3.51 on that. This one here, the second season was looking around at $12 point there, so I'm going to do a little higher, 4.61 on those, and there's 6 of those. Okay. Big Bang Theory. So now we have another group here. Now this does take some time. You'll notice I've gone through just the first 4, now the 5th item here in this list, and doing the research, it is going to take a little bit of time. I like to look at this and just make sure that I am seeing the exact same item. And it looks like it is 12, 10. There's 183, 102 that are new. Recent sales. A lot of these are DVDs. I'm not seeing many, if any, Blu-rays. I'm not seeing any Blu-rays yet. Between $9 to $10, maybe 12 on that. What is my active competition like? Take a quick look at that. 12, 13, 10, 12.90. I like that. I could probably set that at 12.90 or so, or 11.97, and probably do okay there. So that's a $12 sale item. I'm going to put that at the 4.61. Now with this account here, one of the other things I've noticed is sometimes they'll have duplicates of this, so I can check to see if Arrow shows up somewhere else on the page. And sure enough, second season shows up right there. I'm going to put that in there. First season, so we'll bid on those as well. And that's the 3rd out of 7. So we go down, there's the second season again. We'll do that at 451. There's the first season, so we'll do that one again at 3. Complete third season. So now I've got a third season. All I've got to go and research that. So let's go bump to the top here and change that to third season. And 7, 5, 12, 13, 6, 7, 12, 9, 7, 9, 12. All right, so those are all within the last few weeks here. Not too bad. There's only one of them. I might be able to get 10. I'm going to go ahead and do maybe a 401 on that. and see what I can do. All right, next arrow. Looks like I've got them all, and I have bids on every one of them. Okay, so brought me back up here. What about The Walking Dead? How many times does that show up? So I can be a little more efficient, not have to double my research if I do this and look at the different items that are there. So Walking Dead 4th season, 3rd season. What did I have at the top? 5th season. So I'm going to have to go and check this for the 4th and 3rd seasons and see what they're selling for. So we'll throw that in there. 38 listings, 6, 12, 13, 11, 13. Okay, 10, 12. So this, it might be, I haven't seen any, real recent ones selling there. So we might be able to sell that for around 13. How many active listings are there? 10, 11. So we're looking at probably a $10 price point there. So that one, I'm going to come in here and I'll put, maybe that's going to cost me a little more to ship. Is that a big one? Nope, that's just a small deal there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we'll put maybe a 361 on that. And then we've got the 3rd season. So let's go check that one. 15 active listings, 52 completed. We do have some more recent, 12, 11, 1099, 11, 14, 12, 12, 9. All right, that's a little better. So that one there, I might go 431 on that. Okay. Big Bang Theory coming up here again. That was one that I had up at the top, I believe. Well, let's search for that. So we got complete 5th season. And this is what I did. I spent maybe an hour or so on this last week and spent $500 and placed my orders. Now I feel like I will at least double my money on these, and most of that will probably come within a week or two. So I'm quite happy to put the money out when I can see a pretty quick return potential there. These look like they're pretty low, $7, maybe $8 on these. So those are not real sought after. I'm going to put 231 on that. And then let's go look at the next one. 4th season, what did we just check? The 5th, 8th, 7th, 5th. So the 5th, we've decided we're going to do a low bid on that. 4th, complete 5th. Let's see, wait a minute, we're going back down. I want to get back up there. There we are. So we had looked at the 7th, and we're willing to go 460, 5th at 231. The 6th season, I haven't tested yet, so we'll go ahead and check all of that here. All right, Blu-ray 9, 9, 10 for DVD, 11 for DVD, 9 for DVD, 10, 6, 15, 13, 10. Okay. So the 6th season, I think, might be worth a little bit more. I'm thinking it's going to be around 10. We'll do like a 361. So 5th season is 2. 7th is 5th is 2. 6th is 3. 7th is 4. So run a search on that again. Big Bang Theory 4th season. I didn't even check that. All right, well, let's check the 4th. So we'll update that, and that one, you don't have an option to look at just DVDs. 5, Boy, I've seen a lot of DVDs, unless, nope, those aren't, okay, those are DVDs. They're not Blu-ray. I see the blue and think Blu-ray. So there's $7 to $9, I guess, on some of those. Some of them have gone a lot lower. So we're looking at maybe a 231 there. Fifth season was 2. Sixth season was 3. Seventh season was 4. Fifth season 2. Complete 8th. Got a new one. And we run that search. 121 sold items. And where's that? Okay, is that the same item? It is, just a terrible picture. All right, so we're looking at 9, 12, 10, 18, 10, 11, 10, 11, 11, 10, 15, 11, 10, 11. You know, it's possible I might be able to do that at a little higher price. So if I expect an $11, unfortunately I only see one of those, at least right here. I might go for 10 on that. All right. And the fourth season, I think we were pretty low on that. I can't recall. Eighth season, a little higher. Yeah, fourth season was low. All right. So there we are. So we've got a whole bunch of bids in there, and then I come back up the top, say, okay, well, Lost Heroes of D-Day. You know, what is that? I'm going to come down here and click Save. How much am I bidding so far? $216 if I win it. Okay. And come back and start bidding again. And I'll just continue doing that, researching as I go. Now, if you're doing a research on this and you're looking at a listing that is ending sooner, like liquidation.com, sometimes I look at items that are ending within the day, then you know you got to be quick with your research, because it might you might run out of time. You know, so you've got to take a look at what you have available there. So let's look at this, for example. If we go to the end here, we got 291 items listed here. 291 listings. Okay. Pan, my kids loved that movie. We just watched that recently, and they loved it. Well, I might just want that for me. We'll throw it out here and see. Let's put 2015, so we get the latest versions here. Got 11, 20, 5, 13, 8.99. Those are Blu-ray. Some of those there. A lot of Blu-rays I'm seeing in here. And we don't have an option to go just DVD. That one was Blu-ray. So, yeah, I could make a little bit of money, but you know, it would cost me more to go out and buy it out there. I could probably pick it up for maybe $4. And you know, I might be willing to do that. So I'm going to put a bid on there like that. So sometimes I see that, you know, things where I want to just hold on to it. But this is a great way to really increase your income if you think about it. I put out $500 last weekend. If I can get all of that back and doubled within a couple of weeks, doubling my money within 2 weeks, I mean, that's huge. You know, there are many real estate investors who would love that. And then take that money and turn around and just reinvest it into the business and keep doing that, then, you know, the business thrives, and you just keep building. So that's the strategy there. It doesn't matter what you're bidding on. I happen to have a DVD auction here, but you use the same strategy if you're going to go out there to liquidation.com. Pull that up for you here, and if we're looking at liquidation.com, we're going to do the same thing. If we've got, let's see, here's a health and beauty lot here. How long before it ends? 30 minutes. So that's enough time for me to probably do some research, right? We want to look at the manifest and see what we have. We got 46 items. A lot of them look like they're lower priced items. If they're in decent enough condition, then I can probably do okay and make some profit on that. Okay, and so I'm going to research each one of those. Now, when I do this on liquidation.com, I just copy this manifest right here. I copy that whole spreadsheet, and then I will go to a Google Drive. Like right here, and do, well, let's go back up to my main drive, because I've got a liquidation document in here, I know. And I know I've shown this in my liquidation webinar. If you go and look at it, oh, come on, liquidation items. I don't know, maybe it's not coming up, but I'll put it into a spreadsheet so that I can see the data in a spreadsheet there, spreadsheet format, and I can add a column for what items are going for over at eBay. So my notes column, for example, I might change that to eBay. Okay. I like to freeze that row so I can scroll up and down. So I've got my product here. I can just search the product title or part of that product title and go over to eBay. They're all quantity of 1, so I really don't need that quantity column there, so I'll get rid of that. This is their supposed retail price. Look at that. I've got a UPC for every one of them. That'll help me when listing if I get it. Grade, retail grade, meaning that it's in good condition, that it should be sellable. So, and you can see the pictures there and see that, see if we can blow them up a little bit. They don't have a whole lot of pictures. Box is a little bit worn, but the items are in a decent condition there. Had 7 bids, $210 right now. What's my weight? 49 pounds. Where's it coming from? Indiana. It's probably going to cost me 40 or 50 bucks to ship it to me, so I've got to calculate that in. And so I'm going to research this and see what I think it might be worth. Now, I've found that a lot of times, possible eBay price, a lot of times actually, let's delete that. All right, a lot of times the price here, I can sell it for about a third of what it says here. So if I put a little equation in here, a formula, and say equals this divided by 0.3, well, that didn't work right. Maybe I need to, divided by, I thought that would do that. That's got to be multiplied by, that's the problem. There we go. So multiplied by 30%. And then I can take that all the way down. And then all I have to do is I can come down here and total this up. And so if I trust such an estimate, I total that up and it says, well, it might be worth $579. I want to at least double my money. It's going to cost me 50 bucks to ship it. 550 maybe. So, if I went to 230 on this, I'm going to be into it for what, 280 bucks maybe, 270 to $280. I can actually get a shipping quote here. Click on that link there, and I can get an estimate, and they're usually pretty close to realistic. So we'll go in and look at that. Put my zip code in there. It's a residential address. Calculate the shipping. And 64, so shipping is actually a little higher than I thought. So I might not be able to double my money with this lot if I were to get it, but that gives me an estimate of what I might be willing to pay. Now, I find with a lot of these items where they have a $4 price, they're generally worth nothing. You know, this is lipstick. If that has been open, then I can't even sell it. You know, so I just write those off and expect those to be zero. I don't expect anything out of those. If they're good and I can actually sell them, great. You know, it's a bonus. But Vidal Sassoon medium, no crimper, elastics, 30 count. You know, I don't expect anything out of that. And so we'll make those zero and then look at them again. Sleep mask with earplugs. I was actually looking at some of those, thinking about buying those from China and selling them. So that might actually sell for about $9 or so. So you know, it might be. I could probably do more than three. So I think I could probably make between 570 to $600 on this lot if they truly are retail ready, which they indicate they are. And so it would probably be worth going as much as 330. Now I probably don't want to go much higher than that 230 price range. But you know, I could. I mean, I could look at that and say, all right, you know, maybe I'm going to have to pay $300 for this lot and only make $450. Well, these are things that'll probably sell within a week or two. That's why I like liquidation. So it'll move fast. $150 profit within, you know, a week, 2 weeks. That's not bad. Okay, and again, I can roll that back over, buy more merchandise, and sell it again. So there's definitely some possibilities there, but research every item before you place a bid. Research every item so that you know what to expect and have a good idea of what they're selling for. So thank you all for joining. This is our liquidation and surplus webinar for tonight. Have a great day.